Hello, dear friends. Welcome to Just Wanna Learn. My name is Mario, and I'm happy to be with you again. Today, we're talking about sleeping. We humans spend 1/3 of our lives sleeping, and yet, since we are unconscious for the most part of it, we don't really look at it as something that is part of our lives. We feel that if we could skip it, we would, right? Because we're not doing much. But today, I would like to talk to you about what we really do, what really happens while we're sleeping. In order to do that, let's first look at the sleeping cycle. The sleeping cycle is divided into two phases. The first one is called non-REM, and the second one is called REM. REM stands for rapid eye movement, which is what we do when we are in the deepest stage. Our eyes move really, really fast. So the first stage is actually subdivided into 4 stages. These stages are called dreamless sleep. In the last 2 of these stages, it's when our brain starts replaying or analyzing the experiences that we had throughout the day. Only it does it much faster, about 20x. Now, what happened next during REM stage is much cooler than that. During REM stage, your brain starts making random connections with all parts of your brain. So scientists believe that during this stage is when your brain starts looking for links between the newly acquired information and what was previously known. So your brain is actually brainstorming. That cycle lasts about 90 minutes, and then it repeats itself over and over 5 or 6 times throughout the night. Now, one key element of this cycle is that every time it repeats itself as the night progresses, the REM phase will be longer. So the more we sleep, the longer time our brain has to try out connections and solutions. Okay, but how bad is it if I just sleep 1 or 2 hours less? Well, every year, about 70 countries in the world change their time zone twice a year for daylight saving purposes. According to statistics, when they do it in spring, meaning people sleep 1 hour less, the very next day, the heart attack rate goes up 24%. When they do it in autumn, meaning they gain 1 hour of sleep, the heart attack rate goes down 21%. And you can see the same profile in road traffic accidents and even suicide rates. More than 20 years ago, doctors believed that a lack of sleep was a symptom of Alzheimer's disease. But now they understand that it is actually a cause of Alzheimer's disease. The information about sleeping is abundant, and I cannot really cover it all in this video. I'm just trying to bring your awareness to one of the most important aspects of our life and a critical one in our learning experience. Having said that, there are just 2 more points that I would like to address in this video. The first one is alcohol is not helpful for the sleeping process. Alcohol is a sedative, which means that it knocks us out, it makes us unconscious, but it helps in no way to the sleeping process. It actually prevents us from resting properly. The second one is this. Naturally, when the sun goes down, our eyes should not perceive any light other than the moon, stars, and maybe fireflies. Then our brains will release melatonin, which is what makes us drowsy, and then eventually we fall asleep. Melatonin is also what allows us to have dreams. According to studies, if we're watching TV or reading from a screen 1 hour before going to bed, melatonin may be delayed up to 3 hours. And not only that, when it is finally released, only 50% of it will be released, depriving us from the most valuable part of our sleep. In this regard, most experts will advise to turn off all screens at least 1 hour before going to bed. I thank you very much for your time and attention. I hope you are enjoying the series. In our next video, we will be talking about our eating habits, how food affects our learning experience. See you then.